Hello and welcome back to another video. I have come out to the forest again. It's been, I don't know, 2 or 3, hopefully you can see me okay. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since my last video because the point of the last video was just get caught up in work and admin and office stuff, and I wasn't shooting as much. And the last 3 weeks have proven my point, but I'm out now. I've just walked out of the office. There's things to do, but I haven't been out shooting for ages. So here I am, I've come out to the forest. I have only one lens, which is the 100mm macro that I bought a few weeks ago that I've not had a chance to use yet. So I'm not coming out for big landscapes or anything unless I see something that would suit the lens. It's windy, so any macro stuff of flowers and whatever other things I might spot is going to be very difficult as well. But you know, just going to go for a wander, take some pictures, and who knows, maybe we'll spot something. But it's 11:25, so there's no glorious morning or afternoon or evening light. Yeah, just see what we see. Right, so I've just been walking through the trees here, and everything is just green. There's hardly any flowers apart from tiny little flowers. But I've just come across this little bank here, and there's these roots of the trees that are just sort of sweeping up, and I think I'm clutching at straws, but let's take a photograph. So yeah, I am very much clutching at straws here, but I'm going to take 2 or 3 photos here, maybe focus stack them, because I want to try and get it sharp from front to back, because I just like the way those sweeping roots sort of go through the frame. I'm doing it on a square crop, which the good thing about the R6 is, I don't know if I've said this before, you can set it up to be a square crop on your camera, but it actually takes it in the normal 4:5 ratio, whatever it is. But when it comes into Lightroom, it seems to crop it for you. So you can uncrop it if you want to and have both versions. So I'm composing it on the back of my camera as a square, and we'll see what it looks like. Right, so I've just spent a few minutes walking around this tree that you can see behind me here. The reason that this caught my eye was because the leaves are really quite bright green. They're a really nice colour, and because of the way the tree is, behind the tree and where the trunk is, it's really, really dark. So I'm hoping that if I can find the right branch or the right leaf, I can get a nice bright green against a very black background. I've only got the 100mm macro, like I said, so we're looking for these smaller details today, these smaller elements that will make up these kind of abstracty type photos. So I think I found something. We'll take a look and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so you've seen that image, and I didn't really think it worked, so I doubt we'll be showing that one off to anyone other than you lucky people watching this video. So we're carrying on walking now. Yeah, I was hoping to find a few more things jump out at me, but I've only been here like 45 minutes, so there's no real urgency to stop looking, so we'll carry on and see what we find. I'm sure something will present itself, I hope. Yeah, let's carry on. Right, so here's something I'm going to try. So I've just seen this bush here, and it's got this really textured twig branch type thing, and then these spindly little I don't know what they are. It's got these spindly little sort of leaf type, twig type things coming out of it. So this is supposed to be a macro lens. Let's see if we can get in real close to this and get some of that detail in the twig and in those spindly things, and see if we can find a line where the background is nice and clear, because all that's behind it at the moment is bush. So I want to try and make sure that the background is as even as possible. So it's not going to be very dark, which will look great against this, but hopefully we can find a line that gives it a clean background. Let's have a look. Okay, so I found a really nice one where the branch bit is going straight up, but then it's got these leaves or these spindly bits that sort of wrap round, and it just gives it a nice, let me show you on the back of the camera. So I'm not sure if you can see that very well, but here it is in real life. Which one is it? It's this one here. And I've tried to line it up so the background, isn't too bad, but it's so soft, the background, that I don't think it will make too much difference, because everything is just blurry behind it. I'm going to put it on the screen as normal, and you can tell me what you think. All these will be run through at the end of the video as well, so don't forget to hang around and see them all, the photos I've taken today in one go. But yeah, I think that's my favourite so far, but we've only had 3 or 4, so yeah, we're making progress. It's all about training my eye. I don't look for these things normally. I don't come out and, you know, my photography I do is sports photography, and it's just not, I don't look for these compositions and these backgrounds and these curves and things like that. So it's part of this process that I've undertaken is to really just to try and train my eye and take the time to spot things like this, and hopefully I'll get some good images in the process. Let's move on. Actually, I'm not moving on, because I've just seen in all of this bright, lush green leaves, there is one, well, there's a couple actually, but this particular one is just sticking out, and hanging off of it are 3 or 4 dead leaves, and they're rich golden brown. So I'm just going to set up and take this photo before I move on, and I'll pop this up on the screen at the moment. Again, I've 2.8 on the lens, going to be a shallow depth of field if I can, and just see if I can get a nice composition with this branch of leaves sort of just cutting through the frame. Let's have a look. Okay, so I've come out into this clearing at the end of the path that I was just on, and there are opportunities here, but I don't think there are opportunities with the light that we've got, because I can see a pond in the distance. There's a road over here with crossroads. It might look quite cool with slow shutter at dusk with lights, you know, going through the crossroads. There's bracken all around, and occasionally there's a golden piece in the green, but I can't find one that's going to give me a photo that I'm really going to enjoy. So in this line over here, there are a line of birch trees, or silver birch. I think they're white trunk ones. I think they're silver birch, and they do kind of stand out against the background. Now I've not got a wide lens on, but I was going to try and isolate one anyway. But because of that, I don't think I'm going to be able to isolate a whole tree. So I'm having a hunt to see if I can find something that's a little bit more intimate, a little bit more zoomed in, if you like, part of the tree that may give me a photograph. Yeah, but I don't know. So if there is no image after this chat, it's because I couldn't find one. But we're going to have a look anyway. And it's just starting to rain and I have no waterproofs or anything like that. But thank you, Met Office, you got it wrong. Right, so I have found something, but it's not very good. It's basically this particular trunk of this silver birch is really bright, and it's surrounded by darker trunks and leaves, and it's in front of it is a bush, and I'm focusing on the tree, manual focusing on the tree to make sure it's super sharp, but I really want to get wind on the bush. There's like a prickly sort of cluster of thorns or something, I don't know, it's this kind of thing. So there's one of those in front of it, and you can see it. Let me see if I can see it just here. And now it is blurry because I'm so close to it, but I'm also shooting at f16, and I've gone to f16 purely so that I can go to a lower shutter speed because I want the wind to try and move the top of this bush. But obviously the trunk is solid, so the wind that we've got will move the leaves on the bush, but it won't move the trunk. So we're still going to get a sharp tree, but we're going to get a softer foreground. Now there is one thing that I don't like about it, and there is nothing I can do unless I decide to go nuts in Photoshop, and that is to try and clone out. I'm not sure if you can see it here, but just to the right of it here there is another twig or another sort of branch sticking up, and it kind of ruins it, but it's that or nothing. So I'm going to take it, move on, and I'll stick it on the screen. If it's anything better than horrendous, it will be on the screen. Well, yeah, that last image was definitely not better than horrendous, so no screen time for that photo, I am afraid, but you live and learn, I suppose. Okay, so I've come into this part of the woods now, the part of the forest now, and it's totally different to the other side. It's all these tall, thin, skinny trees. You can see behind me now there's just hardly any, particularly in this part, hardly any foliage at all. There is this way, but it's like a totally different forest. But we may be able to find some. I love all these tall straight trees, and I'm hoping that I'm going to find something that is going to give me a nice composition with straight lines. So let's keep walking. So walking through these trees here, this caught my eye. It was just this single piece of holly sticking straight up, which on its own doesn't look very good. But a metre behind it, maybe 5 foot behind it, is one of these straight trees. So I thought, let's just have a go and see if I can get the holly twig sticking straight up, offset or composed against the trunk of the tree. And it's all right. I mean, it's nothing special. I'll show you on my screen if you can. Whoops, nearly dropped the camera. So it's nothing better. I think what would be better is if I had a 200mm lens, and I would be able to go back a bit and then compress it so that the background comes in a bit. And therefore making it bigger and giving more of a border around the holly branch. But again, it's something that I may not have spotted if I did this a month ago. So it's all about training my eye, like I've said. And we'll take this one. I've got to wait for the sun to go because I haven't got a polarizer for this lens, because my polarizer is for this 77mm lenses I've got, and this is only a 62, I think. Can't remember, 62 I think, or 67, I can't remember. So I'm just waiting for the sun to go in so that the leaves aren't quite as shiny on the holly. And then I'm going to take this photo. I am on, what am I on? f2.8, ISO 100 and 160th of a second. I've zoomed in and manual focused on the holly, and I am going to set a 2-second timer so that I don't move, and then, yeah, it's another one, Let's move on. Oh, right, here we are, we're back. Let me see if that will that stand there? Oh, that's pretty hunk. I hope you can see me. Okay, that's good. Been out for a couple of hours. Don't know if I'm very clear on this or not, but yeah, got a few pictures. I'd love to come. I think I'm going to come back here in the morning at sunrise. We'll be here for the sunset, because I think there are a lot of opportunities as the light comes through all those trees to catch it hitting certain things, and you know, unique patterns and shapes on the floor and things like that. So definitely a place I'm going to revisit. And if you're wondering why the camper van is in such a mess, it's because the back seat is broken. It's going in to get fixed in a couple of days. So I'm hoping that when I do that, and when things settle down a bit more, I'm going to take the van and get to some nice spots and do some camping and some photography. So make sure you subscribe for that. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you all the images that I took today. I may even put the ones that I don't like up at the end, just so you can see for fun. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm going home for lunch. Sun's come out, very bright now. Well, kind of bright. Yeah, see you in the next video. 1 o'clock, lunchtime. Bye guys, see ya.